A short time ago, an American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy. That bomb has more power than 20,000 tons of TNT.
Air action is now in execution against gunboats and certain supporting facilities in North Vietnam.
Fellow citizens, last night I ordered U.S. military forces to Panama. At this moment, U.S. forces are engaged in action in Panama.
America strikes back. Afghanistan is pounded with bombs and missiles from the air and sea.
We are supported by the collective will
that U.S. warships and planes, there were F-117 stealth bombers involved, launched the opening salvo of Operation Iraqi Freedom. The attack came in waves, cruise missiles, followed by the F-117 stealth bombers with so-called bunker-busting bombs.
We are standing with the people of Libya, and we will not waver in our efforts to protect them.
As we came, we saw, he died.
The breaking news this morning, President Trump says the U.S. carried out large-scale strikes on Venezuela overnight. He says its president, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, Celia Flores, have been captured and flown out of the country.
There is no Western evolution, no moral ascent, no civilizational awakening. There is only continuity, brutal, unbroken, undeniable continuity between what the West was and what it still is. The costumes changed, the vocabulary softened, the instincts never moved an inch. Take the Northmen. Not propaganda, not fantasy. According to historians of Europe, it is the most accurate cinematic portrayal of Viking society ever produced. And what does it show? Civilization, ethics, restraint? No. It shows slaughter as culture, terror as tradition, blood as identity. Villages burned, civilians butchered, dominance worshipped, violence ritualized, and this is not a distortion. It is fidelity. The Viking past the West now romanticizes, is grotesque, savage, bestial, and the contrast is damning. Because what, exactly, separates a Viking raid on a defenseless village from the shock and awe invasion of Iraq? What changed? The swords became drones, the axes became missiles, the screams were moved off camera, and the press releases got longer. That's it. The brutality remained intact. And notice who the West still idolizes. Vikings, the ultimate masculine fantasy. They dominate nationalist myth, online subcultures, manosphere ideology, even mainstream discourse. Viking DNA, superior genetics, warrior blood. Not metaphor, biology. Eugenics repackaged as admiration. Violence reframed as virility. Men who once leapt from boats to hack civilians apart are now praised as genetic excellence. The reverence isn't subtle, it borders on arousal, and it is never condemned, because it can't be. It resurfaces every time the West goes to war, which is constantly. Now pivot to feminism, the supposed civilizational rupture, the moral revolution, the proof of progress. It's a lie. There has been no fundamental change in how the West perceives women. Women are freer now, they say. Compared to when? Christian Europe, that brief anomaly. Christian dominance in Europe lasted barely a few centuries, roughly the 10th to the 17th. A historical blink. Before that, Europe was pagan for thousands of years, and pagan Europe worshipped goddesses, Nerthus, Mother Earth. Female deities paraded on chariots, washed by slaves, then slaughtered and dumped into lakes as offerings. Women were prophetesses, seers, healers, spirit mediums, feared, revered, consulted by men on matters of war, fate, and kingship, believed to possess supernatural power and access to unseen forces. This wasn't marginal, it was foundational. Sexual liberation, ancient. Virginity, largely irrelevant. Illegitimacy, inconsequential. Monogamy, optional. Pagan gods slept around, so did their followers. Nordic poetry openly declares adultery harmless. A woman taking lovers beyond her husband, not scandalous, not immoral, normal. This is not modern progress, this is ancient continuity. Divorce, easily obtained. Women could leave, take property, and even weaponize divorce to control husbands. And these are historians speaking, not activists. And all of this existed alongside the glorification of slaughter and hypermasculinity. Then Christianity arrives. Did the perception of women change? No, only the judgment. The prophetesses became witches. The powers once revered became evidence of evil. Women were declared deceptive, lustful, ambitious, superstitious, spiritually weak, especially vulnerable to the devil. This isn't red pill rhetoric. It's 16th century church doctrine. Same perception, new condemnation. Then Christianity collapses, the Enlightenment arrives, secularism marches in. And what happens? The condemnation disappears, but the perception remains. Modern feminism is not progress, it is regression, a return to pagan Europe's view of women as powerful, dangerous, sexually unrestrained beings. The cycle completes itself. There was no evolution, only reversion. Europe was pagan for millennia, shaped by it, molded by it, infused with it. That pagan core filtered Christianity, shaped secularism, and now governs politics, economics, and warfare. Strip away the language, and the West is exactly what it has always been. This is why it never truly civilized. And this is why importing Western ideas is not merely foolish. It is dangerous. They do not come from moral progress. They come from ancient instincts wearing modern suits. And wallahi, there is only one force capable of cleansing this embedded primordial paganism completely and permanently. One. Islam.